Good morning, guys. It is Sunday, April 11th, and you'll have to forgive my sloppy appearance. I wasn't planning to shoot a video this morning, but I was in the greenhouse watering, and I discovered something crazy, and I needed to get rid of it quick, or we're gonna have major problems here. Let me show you what we found.
Okay, so I've got all these fragile little plants like you see here, these tiny little peppers, and I'm watering them this morning, and I was coming over here and I'm watering these little plants. You notice I've got nothing growing over here, and I think that's because you can see here you got some little slime and a little hole right there. And as I looked a little closer, look what I found. Probably the biggest slug I have ever seen. And so, yeah, we're gonna get rid of that guy.
Guys, that is disgusting. And unfortunately, one slug that big could completely destroy this entire section in a day. So unfortunately, for this little guy, we're gonna have to get rid of him. If you're a slug lover or one of those people that think every creature has its place, you're right, they do, but not in my greenhouse. Hey everybody, it's Ty. Welcome to Apocalyptic Gardening today. It says it's 60 degrees outside. Feels a lot colder than that. It's windy and cold. Outside, we have the 5 garden beds. If you look here behind me, you'll see this is where we've got the raspberries and the blackberries. And then I haven't decided what I'm gonna put here yet, but you can tell that I had to prep this whole area, got all the weeds out of there, put some nice new soil in there, so hopefully things will grow good there. I prepped this one as well, so you can see they're ready when the temperature is right. And then right here you can see the rhubarb. So we've gotten in here and done everything we need to do to make sure the rhubarb can grow strong. And you can see probably within 2 weeks, I'm gonna flip the camera around really quick, we'll be able to take some of that rhubarb from there. I actually have some exciting things to show you in the greenhouse today. We've got all sorts of things growing down there, and I also have a lot of work I need to do. We have some bugs making their home in the greenhouse. I'm gonna have to figure out a solution for that. Let's get going. Okay, so it's about 60 degrees outside and overcast. You can see inside the greenhouse, we are sitting at about 74 degrees. The first thing I'm gonna do, if you look here, I have these strawberries growing in these pots here. And if you look really close here, you can see the potato bugs, my beloved potato bug friends. You can see he's just chilling out here, right here on that leaf, if you can see him. Anyways, they're eating my strawberries. I have horrible luck with strawberries because it seems like every time I grow them, the potato bugs get them. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna repot all of these strawberry plants and remove all this dead stuff and try to get all the potato bugs out of here. And then I'm gonna put the strawberry plants into a tote so the bugs can't get in, and we're gonna see if that works. So I'm not gonna show you that part of the video because it's gonna be boring. I'm gonna do that next, and then I got some cool things to show you, other things that are happening in the greenhouse, especially with those citrus trees, you're gonna die. Okay, so first things first, I took all my strawberry plants. You can see how nice and beautiful they look in here. I repotted a few of them, and I pulled off all the dead stuff and got rid of a lot of the potato bugs, and there's actually some ants in there, so I'm gonna have to deal with some ants. I'm not sure what to do with that, or what the best way is to get rid of ants. Maybe I'll get an anteater, I don't know. Anyways, you can see here, they look pretty nice and safe in this barrel here. That means I'm gonna have to water them by hand, but I think that is gonna hopefully help us get some strawberries this year. Now, let me show you the next problem. So if you look down here, you can see the seeds I planted are growing awesome, but you can see here that they're not looking so good, all right? They're not doing very good, they're dying. So my next project is going to take a few of these and plant them right here in this weed-free garden bed. Okay, we're getting this greenhouse ready for the full-on growing season. I've planted some of the plants into the ground, and I'm gonna turn this camera around and show you what's going on in this planter box. And then in a moment, I'm gonna show you the citrus trees, and it is exciting. I'm stoked to show you guys what's going on in here. Okay, so you can see right here, I've got my cucumber plants over here, but I decided to plant one of the cucumber plants here. And over here, you can see the zucchini with the other potted ones over here. Then you'll notice right here, we've got 2 plants planted here and here. Those are spaghetti squash, and the remaining spaghetti squash are sitting over there in the corner. You'll notice I removed the little trees that were growing there, little oak trees. I moved them over here. They look great today, but they didn't come out so well. So I don't think they're gonna look that good tomorrow. So we'll be lucky if one of those 3 right here survives. Also, if you remember, I chopped up these tomato plants pretty good last time. And if you look in here, you can see the plant that grows the large tomatoes is actually looking pretty good. And if you get in here really close right here, you can see you've got some little things growing there. But the other tomato plant is not looking good. It really hasn't grown at all, except for, if you look right here really close, you can see we've got a couple of little pieces growing there. So I'll probably pull that out and replace that with a new plant. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the garden box. The only thing I did want to note is I have seen some ants in there. So that is going to be a focus this next week to figure out what I need to do to make sure those don't cause problems, because ants are one of the worst bugs you want in here. But when it comes to the citrus trees, I actually have another bug. And those of you who know citrus trees, you probably know what I'm dealing with. Right here, you can see we've got the avocado tree, and it's finally starting to grow again. If you look in here at the very top here, you can see we've got some new growth right there. So excited to see this tree start to grow again. It basically took the winter off. Then right here, we have my favorite tree in the whole world. And this is an orange tree. And we picked all the little oranges off of it. I think they must have not made it through the growing season. But the good news is, I'm gonna flip the camera around really quick. I wanna show you, we've got probably close to 100 oranges growing on this tree. You can't see them because they're tiny and green, so I'm gonna flip the camera around. You're gonna have to look close, but you can see a whole bunch of little green balls all over the place in this tree. You'll notice also some blooms. So not only do we have a bunch of oranges growing, but we have future growing oranges coming. You see back here, this is one of the old oranges. I probably just need to pull it off, but we'll leave it there, what the heck. Anyways, as you come around the tree, you know, we got little oranges growing here and up here. And then if you look up here, we actually have, let's get that leaf out of the way. You can see we've actually got some bigger ones. They're about the size of a marble, maybe just a hair smaller than that. So this orange tree is doing some good things for us. The exciting news is if you look at the grapefruit tree behind me, in the last episode, there was really nothing happening here. And I thought, I guess the grapefruit tree is gonna take a year off. But if you look right here, you can see we've got new growth happening, and we've also got new blooms on here. And if you look even closer right down here, you can see there's actually some little grapefruits already growing. So I'm gonna actually flip the camera around, because if you look up here, you can see there's lots of blooms going on up there as well. So you can see grapefruit, 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 grapefruit. There's a couple growing back there, and we've got a bunch of new growth happening. That's good. And then if you look up here, you can see we've got a lot of blooms. So this tree, once again, should give us a bunch of grapefruits. And by the way, let me just say that if you could bottle this actual smell, the smell of these blooms in here, you would be a millionaire. Like, I cannot explain to you how amazing it smells in here. Like, I love just hanging out in here and smelling it. To me, it just reminds me of growing up in Phoenix and smelling this amazing smell. So, okay, right here, we have the orange tree, we have the lemon tree, and we have a lime tree. So I'm gonna flip the camera on and show you all 3 trees, and the lemon tree is where we're having our problems. So we'll hit that in just a second. Once again, looking at this tree, if you look at the top there, you can see there's actually some new growth. You can see some oranges that I've left on there. These are not good. I mean, I really just need to take them off and throw them away. But if you look up here, you can see a whole bunch of little oranges growing. They are actually popping up all over this tree. Got some blooms down here, another bloom here, and you can see if you look right in here, there are oranges growing on here. Definitely a couple dozen oranges. Then if we move to the lemon tree, you can see like back here, there's a lemon growing. There's actually lemons growing all over this tree. Up here, right there. So that's doing good. Once again, you can see compared to my finger, it's about the size of a marble. And we've got new growth happening here as well. So good things happening. You can see down here, we got some little blooms getting ready to start. It's blooming here. You can see there's a bunch of lemons in there. And then of course on here as well, you can see. So this tree is doing great, but if you look really close, you'll see we've got some aphids on here. So I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. The last thing we have here is the lime tree. And this tree actually seems to be doing better than all the others. I call it my crooked old lime tree because if you look down here, we've never been able to straighten that base out. But the good news with this tree is we have a couple of limes that are pretty far along on here. But the sad news is I just noticed we lost one. This guy fell off. So it looks like a little lemon, but if you look right here, you'll see there's a great one. I mean, this guy's about halfway done. So hopefully he can hang in there a little longer and give us our first lime off this tree. And we've got a couple more right there. Let's talk about this little problem we're having with the lemon tree. In the past, I always just go online, I order some ladybugs, and I just let them go in here, and they have done the trick every year. So I love ladybugs, but the bad news is a bag of ladybugs is like $40. Does that seem messed up? I think if I remember correctly, last year I got ladybugs 2 or 3 different times, and I think they were like $8 a bag. So right now, if I go online, I've been looking the last couple days, hoping the price would drop, $40. So I probably need to find a different solution or hope that maybe it's just early in the season and there'll be a whole bunch of ladybugs coming for sale pretty soon. The other thing I should mention is that greenhouses aren't just fun and games. I actually spent about 30 minutes out here cleaning this morning. You know, I still have to clean up leaves and pull weeds, and fortunately there's not a ton of weeds, but just do that sort of thing. So it's not just fun and games in here. Okay, so let me just show you a few other things that are going on in here. So as you guys know, a lot of times at the end of the season, I'll buy plants and then I'll repot them and put them in here. Well, all winter long, I thought this plant was dead. But then suddenly this spring, we've got new growth on it. So that makes me happy. I'll put that guy out in the yard here pretty soon. And then over here, you can see we got the lily koi. And if you follow it up here, you can see all the way to the ceiling there. That little bush seems to be doing pretty good. I've got the other lily koi over there. It had got attacked by caterpillars the last time we saw it, but it looks like it's recovering pretty good. So things are going pretty good in the greenhouse. I'm pretty happy. I just want to remind you guys, if you have some ideas for me as far as experiments go, I'm always open to that. This greenhouse is just one giant experiment. I started it just for fun. And I've learned a ton, and I'm having a great time, and I'm so excited that I'm probably gonna get oranges, lemons, limes, and grapefruits this year. So I just wanna thank you guys for watching. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button below, and please give my videos a thumbs up to support my channel. I appreciate that more than you know, and we'll catch you guys next time.